Regan Slaymaker for Not Just Boxing, and I have the absolute pleasure, as always, to be joined by promoter Johnny Clark. Johnny,
Yeah, mate.
day after Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, when I see the message about the media day being put a day after, I was slightly upset. I wanted a bit of a lay-in this morning, but you've got me working, Johnny. Thank you very much for that.
That's all right, mate. I thought, what's the point of having a lay-in? You might as well get straight to it. And I thought all the media will be down anyway. That was away, but they didn't bother coming either, so don't worry about them.
they all enjoyed the fight last night. You were there. I see you on the big screen.
Yeah, plenty of times, mate. Plenty of times.
Next to Mr. Sudbury, you had. I mean, I don't want to ask how much you paid for those tickets, but you had really good view, didn't you, last night?
To be fair, it was a present from a friend of mine for my 40th birthday, and I must have received probably about 100 messages to say, I can see you on TV. And I was like, oh, yeah, right. Even one of the interviewers texted me. I said, yeah, what are you watching? DAZN? And they're like, yeah, I'm watching DAZN. I was like, tune in, May the 25th. I'm bloody promoting a show on DAZN. You're texting me because I'm sat in the crowd. I'm actually promoting a show, front row and in the ring on DAZN. And you don't send me a picture of that, do you? But I get what they mean. They weren't really boxing fans, some of them. They were watching the show because it was a great build-up. And hopefully now they subscribe, so then they can now watch me on there. Do you know what I mean? So they might get a cheeky little top-tier show on Sunday.
Definitely. And if they've tuned in, because it was April 26th, so it will. Yeah, if they buy the month subscription, they'll include the show on May the 25th, headlined by. I mean, after his knockout against Ethan James, I think one of the most vastly talked about welterweights in the country right now. I think.
As a promotion, we're growing alongside the boxers, and he's someone that's come through and grown with us. His attention he's getting from his hometown and from Plymouth, his other hometown. It's gone up, you know what I mean? Like they're chasing him down the street, but they are alcoholics and pissed, you know what I mean? But they're still doing it, it still counts. And it's growing. I don't want no alcoholics chasing me, though. You know what I mean? I'm just going to put that out there. But we're growing. And everything's growing around us, and it's getting good. The sponsors are coming on, which is good. And as a business, it's getting better for me. You know what I mean? So I'm very proud of it all at the moment.
What was DAZN's reaction to the fight night before the last fight night with Constantin Ethan James? What was the reception like from DAZN itself?
To be honest, not much. The only thing that was different was. They clipped their stream and posted it, which normally, I didn't think they watched it. To be honest with you, I just thought we were just filling a slot, but they must have loved that shot. They must have loved the show. You know, we give them a lot, and I'm proud of being on there. But they're just up for the big boys. You know, we are what we are. It's a privilege to be on there, and we need to push our way even harder. And that's why these shows need to get better, and the champions need to be bigger. And then hopefully they'll sign me up. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. And Constantin Ursu is back. Ryan Amos. We knew that after the last fight, but I mean, headlining. I mean, you've had a few things go wrong with this show, but it's still a really, really solid card on May the 25th, and the more Sunday boxing as well.
It's small hall for you. Things will go wrong from the start. Whenever I've done a tournament, it's been hard to keep all the fighters on. And then this one, I announced it, and then straight away they start dropping off. They start announcing fights 3 weeks before the show, and they can't do that. Do you know what I mean? And then someone booked a holiday the week before the show. You can't do that either, which was a bit shit on the two other boxers. And fortunately, they stayed on and fighting in the 6th rounder because they ain't done nothing wrong, have they? It's just shit because they would have liked to be in a tournament, because a prize fighter tournament on DAZN at York Hall is quite big in my eyes, but as long as they're still fighting is all that matters. And then we actually had Ursu match with Amos before his previous fight, because we knew it was a quick turnaround, and if I had a couple of weeks to find Ursu an opponent, I knew, one, it was going to get expensive, or two, it was going to get not doable. Shall I pause it for that?
Yeah. Nice one. Just picking this up with promoter Johnny Clark. Face-offs and promotional things getting in the way of interviews, but that's okay. Duty calls for the top tier. I think it's co-main event between Dorian Casemiro and.
No, that's Ozzy.
Is it not?
Ozzy and Osborne. Yeah.
Ozzy Osborne is
nice try though. Do your homework.
Vacant Southern Area super middleweight title fight. Sorry, John. But yeah, I mean, And there's also leading on to to everything about Constantin Ursu.
Yeah.
I see a deal with Play Undisputed.
Yeah.
Ursu's going in the game as well. Talk a bit more about that.
Well, maybe if he's a champion, he'll be in the game. But the thing is with Play Undisputed is I reached out to him after my last show. I had many interviews and I was saying that I just need help now. Like, I can put on these great shows, but financially it's killing me. Like, I lost a considerable amount of money on every show to the point is where I needed help and I was begging for it. And then I thought, why are you begging on the interviews? Like, just be you, attract people, show them what you can do. And that was a brand that I thought it could work really well with me, because you got to support the little guys, you know what I mean? And I'm one of the little guys that do it big, and now they've come on board. It gives me a little bit of breathing space. I still lose, don't get me wrong, I still lose, but not as much. And hopefully it helps with the zone. It helps with eyes being on me. His Excellency may see the shows and see, like, I know the geezer from Ring Magazine was slating about what people had on the zone. Well, you see my fights, they're all 50-50 wars, and I'm only small hall. We're all on ticket deals. We don't get paid purses. We haven't got the £1 million behind us, but we're putting on these great cards, and Undisputed are come and back me. Do you know what I mean? And for me, that was like, wow. It was definitely something that was needed, because even when you put on a masterclass show like I did, and then you still lose money, it's hard to sit there and say you enjoyed the show, because let's be honest, if you lost the amount of money I lost and then know in 8 weeks you've got to do it again, you probably won't be up for it. So yeah, it was great to have them come on board. Hope a couple more do, and then I can break even, and then my 12-hour working days for boxing will make sense soon.
It definitely will as well. And then also on the card, I do want to talk about Nina Hughes. Genuinely, in my opinion, one of the best success stories in British boxing. World title in 5 fights.
Kevin Revelle? Oh no, sorry.
Sorry, Kevin. We love you, Kev. But yeah, Nina Hughes. I mean,
yeah,
brilliant, and it's great to see her back. And you're giving her a homecoming, former world champion, on top tier, mate. Yeah,
it's great, because she's part of my story of boxing, how I started. I joined Lee Eaton and Let's Go, helping behind the scenes, keeping boxers happy, saying I'm good at, and employees happy. So I said to him, let's join up a little bit. Done a bit of work for him, and Nina Hughes was one of the boxers that I was like helping out, and I've got a few interviews. In the interview, she called out Jamie Mitchell. Jamie Mitchell wrote on it. Ended up fighting her in Dubai. So I flew out to Dubai, like Lee knew it was partly to do with me, and I sat there and talking to Lee about what I want to do in promoting side of it. I don't really want to be behind the scenes. And then sent him my ideas. He said, go and make them work. And here we are, 2 years later, Nina Hughes is fighting on my show. So it worked.
It definitely did, mate. And what a person and what a fighter Nina Hughes is. Obviously waiting to get back at the top level, and you're going to give her the platform to do that.
One fight, and then MVP must come in for either as a home or an away fighter, for they've got many talent now, haven't they? And Nina Hughes got a great record, former world champion, and she'll be back to winning ways, and then hopefully go on now. Definitely.
You read my mind, Johnny. That's the questions I asked her in a brilliant interview coming out on NotJustBoxing.
Oh, what a man.
Really soon. But yeah, Johnny, I mean, unbelievable show, mate. But yeah, what's to come? What have we got any more flirtings with any outings, new shows, new signings, new fighters? I know we've got Inline as well going on about. Shout everything out that you want to, mate.
No, to be honest with you, financially I took quite a big hit in the last 2 years, and I was going to do a show in Chatham, but the Chatham show, they can't get the licensing over the line for the end of this month nearly, and it was too close, because the fight would be 6 weeks after May the 25th, so there's been no way to get everything in place. So I've got a break of 15 weeks to my next show, so I'll be able to recoup, regather, have a little rest, maybe a holiday where I'm not going to be on my phone, reset, and then come again. And same as the boxers, like, they might need that as well. But I'm hoping really that Ursu gets his shot at the British after this one. And then if they done that in July, that would be great for me. If not, I'd like him on September headlining that. Many names out there for him. Some have been on my show that have been. I would love. It's proper shit, because I probably talk to Elliot Well more than Ursu, but I'd love to see them fight. I mean, it's a great fight. It's worthy, and they're the type of fights that probably would get me signed by the Zone and get more sponsors and more eyes on the show. But it'd be so hard to watch them fight. You know what I mean? And to be more sided for Ursu because I probably speak to Eddie well more. That's the truth. You know what I mean? So it's where you have to take your friendship and nice man hat off and put your promoter manager hat on and be ruthless, I suppose. And that's things you've got to learn in boxing and business. And I can be that, but I'm also a family man. And you know what I mean? It was hard to see Ethan James lose in that way and go back to his family, and what happens with him in Queensbury now, I don't know. So maybe Ethan could come back on and be a home fighter. That's something I would like. But yeah, the next show, I'd like, if I've got 15 weeks to prepare for it, I'd like maybe 12 50-50s or something outrageous on it, just to keep Undisputed happy, get new sponsors on board, I don't know, maybe prize guy, you know, like anything just to help me as a promoter, me as a business, and my boxers get seen by more people. You know?
Definitely, I mean, and yeah, that British title, obviously, people forget Constantin Ursu is mandatory for the winner of Conor Walker, Liam Taylor. I think that Luke McCormack Pat McCormack is floating in around there. But yeah, the sky's the limit for Constantin Ursu really. I mean, yes.
I can predict the way things are going. Obviously, we took the title from... No, we didn't take. That sounds rude.
It was contracted that they vacated.
Yeah, right? And it was a nice gift from Sam Jones and the team to give us that, you know, but I would have done the same, you know, but now it's the British, and after he wins against Taylor, then he's the third fight where he gets to keep the belt, and is he going to fight Ursu for that? I don't know. So could we see a repeat of what happened? And if we do, obviously if McCormack's won an eliminator and we won the final, then that's who the fight's going to be, isn't it? So we're not silly, but we also think that we'd like the Walker fight on Matchroom, and the same as Nina, if we win that, will you sign us? But if he does get signed by any of the big boys, I would have maybe do five fights a year maybe, and then 3 on there, 2 on mine. You know, let him still be here, let him show these lot how it's done, let him show the levels, the experience now, let him talk to him and say, look, do this, get your head down. He come over from Moldova with nothing, has nothing, and just trains, fights, and tries to eat healthy, and now he's on the sunbeds, but he's had to do it the proper hard way, you know what I mean? And some people are very lucky enough to live in Essex and be around boxing, and he's travelling today 4 hours to be here to do all this. So yeah, I'd like him to still be around me, but if they say no, we want him by ourselves, then fine. Yeah, I mean, as long as he gets signed and gets money and makes his family at home proud that he left behind.
Definitely as well. And Eddie Hearn is words of Eddie to Frankie Morgan. He's on the radar. Yeah. I mean, massive. That's massive, isn't it?
Yeah, it shows that the zone and yourself, people watching and talking about him is going down a treat, and I'm doing a good job.
You definitely are as well. I want to talk about the DAZN schedule. I mean, if you buy your subscription leading over, you've got the triple header. Yeah. Well, not the double header. Times Square, Canelo Skull. Then the week after that, Kakachi Wood. Then the week after that, Johnny Fisher. Then the week after that, you've got 3. I think it's a week off, and then you've got the 3 shows. Yeah. GBM Terry Harper's world title fight. Then you've got Josh Taylor versus Echo Esserman, and then the big show on top tier. So.
What perfect? Like, for me, that's
an incredible value for money, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's perfect. Do you know what I mean? Like if I had to pick like a schedule, it wouldn't be far off of that. Do you know what I mean? Like on Friday night, watch GBM. Really giving it a go, aren't they? Like they're giving it their all. If I had the money, I'd be right beside them trying my hardest, but I ain't. You know what I mean? I'm small hall. They're giving it a go. Then you got Frank obviously coming on DAZN and then giving you a good fight there, like Echo Esserman versus Taylor. I think that's a tough one. I don't think I'm edging towards Echo Esserman as well. Do you know what I mean? I know, but watch. And then after that, you get the best show in small hall boxing on a Sunday, a little bit earlier, with some future world champions and former world champions and some of the best prospects in boxing. So I think it's perfect. They call it the home of boxing. I think now it actually is. Do you know what I mean? Like before they were saying it, like, oh yeah, we're the home of boxing. Well, no, now you are. Do you know what I mean? You've got every type of promoter, big, small, and it seems to be working Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And that's why I went Sundays. Everyone's going to me, why you go Sundays? Well, can't compete with Frank and Eddie. They're going to have every Saturday. Obviously, Friday, I don't like Fridays because everyone's rushing. And Sunday, you got all day. So I said, I'm going to go Sundays. Booked in my dates, and if people want to copy and follow, they can. But at the moment, small hall Sundays, that's how it is.
It's the way to go, Johnny. I'll leave it there. But
thank you.
Yeah,
Tired.
Yeah, tired. Yeah, finished now. Half three finished.
How does Eddie do it when you asked that video of all you lined up? You was there looking at your camera.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah. I was there. I mean, yeah, wanting my bit of meat of Eddie Hearn. I think that were his words, not mine. By the way, before anyone jumps on me, going, pulling any faces. But yeah, it's I don't know how he does it either. I've got to wait for my 5 minutes and then go. But Eddie's he's a machine, and we appreciate all of his time.
Yeah, and his nice words.
He is. Yeah. Johnny Clark, always a pleasure, my man. Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate. Thank you very much.
No worries.